Hey. So I'm doing a video today because I normally do a written blog and I haven't updated it in a very long time. So I decided that instead of doing a really long written post for you all to read, I do a video one because it might be a bit quicker and a bit more enjoyable for you all to see my beautiful face. I'm going to talk to you about my travels I've done since I left Spain, and what I'm doing now and what's coming up in the future, and so hopefully you'll enjoy this as much as I'm enjoying making it. So I'm going to start with Madrid. I went to Madrid in November. I went on my own because no one else from Alicante really wanted to go. It's the simple fact of it all, really. I went basically because I wanted to go to see the capital cities, and I have a thing that I want to see all the capital cities before I leave my year abroad. And it was absolutely fantastic. I really enjoyed Madrid. It was just a beautiful city architecturally, and I went at Christmas time, well, around the Christmas time area, so that it was full of lights, and I just found it just really a great city to be around. I was only there for 2 days, but it was really good. Whilst I was in Madrid, I met up with a friend from Santiago, who I mentioned in my last written blog post, Frankie, and she was there with a friend, and we booked our trips, just happened to book them at the same time, and it was just perfect, really. I mean, it meant I wasn't on my own for the whole time, and I went out for a lovely meal with them both, and we next day went to go see a few bits and pieces. Things I did in Madrid, and I'll put some pictures up attached to this post so you can all see. I went to go see the Retiro Park, which is a massive park in Madrid, and it is full of lovely statues, and there's a lagoon and a big colonnade, which is for one of the kings. It's a memorial for one of the kings, and I was just kind of in awe with how huge it was. It was just fantastic. Another great thing that I found there was the Las Ventas bull ring, which is one of the biggest in Spain. I went there on my own. It's quite far out, and I didn't get to go in, unfortunately, so it's something to do when I go back, if I go back, hopefully. And it was lovely. It was just so big. It was huge. But the thing I enjoyed the most about Madrid was the Royal Palace, which I believed would absolutely knock socks off Buckingham Palace. It was just grand and huge, and you could go into the gardens, and it was I just thought it was great. Like I really recommend anyone going to see it. For me to say it knocks socks off Buckingham Palace is a big thing, and with I'm such a big royal fan, anyone knows that I love the British monarchy, and I highly recommend you all to go. It was just huge, just awesome. That's what it was. It was awesome. I went to see several other things in Madrid. Photos, I'll put a lot of them up on the blog. Most of them are on my Facebook if you have me on Facebook. The second journey I went on whilst in Spain was Valencia, and I went just for the day, and I met up with my friend Steph, who is actually on YouTube. She so showed me around the city along with 2 other people from Bangor who I'm friends with. They showed me around the city. We went to some wonderful places. We went to the Science and Arts Village. We saw a film. We saw the Mercado Central. We saw loads. Just saw the basic sights of Valencia, and it was so hot and it was so nice, and I absolutely adored it. I know this is sounding quite samey at the moment, but it's my first video, so please, like, just bear with me. This is only for now, and I don't think I'll be doing another video again somehow. I'm sorry. I'm really nervous about doing this as well. So like, I have a script I have to try and keep to, and it's really just not working right now. But that kind of brings me now. Like, I ended Alicante in December. I'm no longer there. And I'm presently in Mons, Belgium, which is in the Wallonia region, or the French-speaking community of Belgium, and it's quite close to the French border. I really like it here. It's quite old school, quite a very old-looking town. Mostly a lot of building work going on too. Like, I find it quite strange how I walk around and basically something new is being built, or something new is being constructed, or being fixed. But I found that the Belgian builders are really quick, actually. Like, they tend to just get something done so quickly. I'm quite surprised. But yeah, it was a good. It's great to be here, and I really love speaking French so far. But what have I done since I've been here? Well, obviously I've moved in. I live in the La Cité de la Grande Paris, which is a University Hall's residence. I have a huge room. Some of it's there. I have my own bathroom as well, which I really like. But we have a problem with the fact that I don't have a lot of kitchen facilities. The kitchen has just a hob and that's it. However, I do have my own fridge, which I am quite pleased about because it means I don't have to worry about people taking food. I've also registered the university and taken all my modules, which is quite a feat in itself. I literally found it really quite difficult to try and do absolutely anything here with all the classes being the fact that we had to half all the credits, which meant that we had more modules to do. So I'm doing 9 modules, which is quite a lot of hours a week. But I don't mind because some of them are just sitting classes and I get to get some of my dissertation done. Which brings me to my next topic, the dissertation. My dissertation has been an absolute nightmare so far. Sure, it has been for a lot of people, but I actually haven't even started it. I'm still writing away at the proposal, which is nearly done, thank goodness, but it's been changing and chopping and changing module and chopping and changing area that I want to look at, and now I've ended up doing something that I don't particularly have a major interest in, but it's easy to talk about and easy to write about, and there's easy information for it. So I'm doing about films, and I'm talking about how these films represent Paris as a city and the city life that it shows, just how real it is and how unrealistic it can also be as well. But the 3 films I am doing are Amélie, Paris Je t'aime, and La Haine. I don't particularly enjoy all 3 of the films, particularly La Haine, just not my cup of tea. But Paris Je t'aime and Amélie are good films, and hopefully I can talk about them as much as I can. They're all set in Paris, so it should be perfect for the dissertation, really. So where have I been in Belgium? I have been to a few towns already. I've been to Louvain, I've been to Bruges, I've been to Brussels, and I am also been to Ghent, and I'm hopefully going to go to Antwerp in the next few weeks, and Waterloo. They all kind of look pretty standard, so my photos kind of all look the same, which I find is a little bit annoying. I look around and I take photos, and most of the towns all look pretty similar, bar the fact they've got different buildings, different towers, like some of them have got a castle. It looks all kind of similar, and I don't know what to do, because then I feel people are looking at my photos, if they do look at my photos, and they think, have you just been to the same place? Do you go anywhere else? But one place I have been is Germany. I did a bit of a trip around Germany and saw loads of my friends, and I had the most fantastic time. I first went to Cologne, or Köln as you say in German, and I kind of got a bit struck from the beginning with how apparent it was that I couldn't speak German, and obviously I don't study German, and I found it quite difficult to try and communicate with people when I needed to get somewhere, but I got there in the end. I was met in Cologne by Phil. He was waiting for me outside in the snow, poor guy, and he put me up for the 5 days that I was there. Whilst I was in Cologne, I saw some great museums. I saw the Dom, or the cathedral, which is where the Magi, the 3 kings, are supposedly buried. They're in this gold cabinet thing, which looks quite spectacular. The cathedral was really quite breathtaking. I have read somewhere that it took 600 odd years to build. And whilst I was there, I also saw 2 other friends, Rebecca from Bangor, and I also saw my friend Alex, who both have blogs, and I will put their blog links at the bottom. And it was nice to see them both, particularly Alex, as I know her from school, and I went to go see Millie in Santiago, so I felt I had to see Alex too. And overall, Cologne I found was an absolutely fantastic experience, and to start with became my favourite German city, considering it was the only German city that I'd ever been to. I ended up then heading to Saarland, which is the smallest Bundesland in Germany, and I went to the capital of Saarland called Saarbrücken, where I met Charlotte from Bangor, and I stayed with her for 2 days. And whilst I was there, it was her birthday, which her parents were very happy that I stayed for. And we had a lovely time looking at an underground castle, which I found quite different considering I'd never seen a castle that was underground. We also went out with her friends for her birthday. That was a really, really nice experience to meet some of Charlotte's friends. It's nice to meet anyone's friends, really, what they make on their year abroad. It's just nice to see that your friends are getting on and that they're not sad and they're not alone, which is great. The next day we went to Frankfurt. We got the train, which was great, and we flew to Berlin, which is where we were having Charlotte's birthday celebrations. Whilst in Berlin, we stayed in a hostel. Whilst in the hostel, we stayed with our friends Ryan, Graham, Becca and Rebecca, who are all from Bangor and all study German, so I was the only one who didn't study German. Whilst we were in Berlin as well, we also saw Andrew, who is in Berlin for his year abroad. So we were really quite happy to have everyone together, and we had such a fantastic time, really. We went to a few bars, we had a lovely meal, and then the next day we did all the sightseeing. So now Berlin is my favourite city because of this. We saw the Brandenburg Gate, we saw the Reichstag, we went up the TV tower, we saw the Jewish Memorial, we went shopping, and we also had another meal with Charlotte's German friend who lived in Berlin. Overall, Berlin was probably my favourite place to go, considering that afterwards I went to Leipzig, which is a city in Saxon, which is not far from Berlin actually, but we were stopped. But it took us ages to get there because some stupid kids were playing on the tracks. But I got to Leipzig and I stayed with Graham, and he showed me around the city a bit. It's a very nice city, but I found that it all looked very samey, and I think I was just maybe a bit tired and ready to go back to Mons. So the day came when I had to go back to Mons, which was a 10-hour journey from Leipzig to Brussels and then back to Mons, which was great. But I had to change at like 5 trains. It was ridiculous. But I got home in the end, and that was great, and I'm happy to be back here. And then I've just been back and doing all my regular uni stuff, and that's it. I'm back to where I am today, not really doing much. We're thinking of going to Amsterdam towards the end of May, and I'm thinking of going to Lille and Paris to go visit my friends Alice and Amy. So that's it. That's what I've done so far. Hopefully my year abroad you will find interesting enough for me when I write about it more. I'm doing more written blog posts as of this moment. If I do videos, then I do videos, but don't expect much. They're not fantastic. My editing skills are terrible. My blog is down below. Please like, please follow, whatever. Read. I also have other friends who have got year abroad blogs. So we have By Golly Miss Jolly, Lauren, Lolalong, Das Puppet Box, and Holly Here and There. Check them out. They're quite good. Check them out. They're quite good video blogs, and some of them haven't done videos for a while, but hopefully this will spur them on to do some more videos now. So that's me. Subscribe if you want.